I don't feel like getting on camera and doing this video, so I'm gonna get on camera and do this video. This would be my first long form one. I kind of want to go into some explanations that really shorts wouldn't do it, so bear with me. We'll figure it out together. Why are we so nervous? Why am I so nervous getting on camera and rattling off my thoughts and ideas for a few minutes? These are my thoughts. These are my experiences. I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker. I'm not trying to tell you guys what to go do. Just telling people how I got through it and being what I've went through. I feel like shared experience on somebody getting through it's worth its weight in gold. Let me tell you a story about that. So I talked to a guy today that was telling me, now this guy, he trains MMA. You know, he's got a day job. He works his day job, and then he trains afterwards. And he gets in an octagon and fights for fun. He gets punched in the face for fun. And he said, "Man, I still can't seem to get on camera." And it kind of hit me like it's more common than people think. I know when I first started out, I was super nervous and I was messing up, afraid of what people were gonna say. I think I've hit the age now where I just don't care. Nobody else is paying my bills. It's just me and Marley. Like, what do I got to lose? Some mean people on the internet. Like, who cares? Keep scrolling, block. I ain't got time for that. But he was telling me how he can't bring himself to get on screen and post videos. He said he was going to start doing it. I hope he does. If he sees us, shout out, man. You know who I'm talking to. I keep people's anonymity. I'm not going to point them out. But I said all that to kind of say, like, I didn't want to do this video. Doing a long form video, that's crazy to me. Nobody wants to hear me talk like that. But I've been getting tons of support from the shorts, from people I don't know, from people I do know. I'm getting DMs, I'm getting comments. So I figure I need to put my foot on the gas with this. That people want to hear what I have to say and how I got through it. Now, I don't want to make this an introduction video because I want to do that once I'm more versed on camera and once, I got kind of knows everything that I went through and how I got through it. We'll do like a my story mini type series. But thing I've learned in just being an adult, being in recovery, just in life in general, 99% of the shit that we have to do as normal functioning adults throughout the day, we don't want to do. 90% of the people don't want to get up and go to work. Not everybody has a job they love. I do, thank God. Not everybody wants to do half the adult shit we have to do. So, starting with doing uncomfortable stuff for addicts is out of this world for us. That's not obtainable. That's not even a thing we can do really. Well, once you get in recovery, you get into NA, AA, any treatment, any half-assed decent treatment center is going to tell you you got to do stuff that's uncomfortable. Going to them AA meetings, that's how they kind of train you. That's how the program works and why it works later on because it teaches you to just have integrity, be uncomfortable, do things that you normally don't want to do, like greet people at the door. All that seems so trivial and minor and doesn't seem like it just seems like we're in a cult and that's not cool or whatever you want to call it. And that what it's do is it's training your brain for the future, for when you have to do uncomfortable shit like go to an interview or have a difficult conversation with a loved one about something you're going through. You've already built up the fact that you're okay with being uncomfortable through the program and everything you've been taught, that it ain't nothing to go do that. I always used an example like they teach you to be uncomfortable because once you're in a position where you're really uncomfortable, like, a bar for us alcoholics, or if you happen to go to an old store and your friends are outside and they're like, hey, I got some of that stuff, let's go. You're uncomfortable, but you're used to being uncomfortable at that point. So at that point, you can be like, no, I'm good. I'm not really comfortable. Leave me alone. And you can do your thing however you do it. So that's really what being comfortable with the uncomfortable comes into play and why it's so important. I think people, including myself, I'm guilty as well, they naturally push against that uncomfortability because dreams live and die in our comfort zone. You know, we don't know any other way. You know, for most people, it's really hard to push through that anxiety and do it anyway. I know I suffered from the crippling anxiety. I've made a short or two on it. I used to walk up to an interview door, try to open the door, and I would panic. I would shut the door, turn around, and go back to my car. Family, wife, whatever would be like, "What happened?" I would say, "Oh man, they said they'd call me tomorrow." And I'm off to the races to go get high or drunk or whatever I was into at that moment. So I said all that to say this is my beginning of my YouTube channel in longer videos. Like I said, I've been getting a lot of support. Thank you for every one of you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the cool stuff the platform wants you to. I'm not trying to be some influencer. I just want to share my experiences, how I got through them. And if that grows my channel big enough, if I ever monetize, I don't know. But I want to be on the street with other addicts, doing the uncomfortable work for them and kind of talk to them. I won't be that guy that shoves the camera in their face. I'm going to come up to you. I'm going to talk to you like a human. I'm going to see what your situation is. If you're even wanting help, if we're vibing, you want some help, I'll say, hey, I'm making this channel. I think I'll do it more that way. I'm getting off track here, but that's because I'm uncomfortable and my palms are sweaty. I think doing this like this, building my base with a mission in mind to where, you know, from a year or 2 years from now, if I'm able to step away from work and not have to work every second that I can. Right now I'm doing side jobs, day jobs. Now I'm recording videos. Like I'm pretty busy. So if I can possibly get myself to where I'm not so busy, I can get on the streets to do that uncomfortable face-to-face conversations with people. My mission is to help people and get them off the street. All I needed was a one little tiny stepping stone. Somebody kind of was like, you know, go to rehab. They'll give you sober living, get a job, buckle down, do what you got to do. Like, I didn't really know that. So somebody kind of told me that. And it was some homeless guy was on the bench. Like, he was there for 20 years or 15 years or something like that. And I'm like, well, why don't you do it? He didn't want it. He didn't want it like I wanted it. You know, that's the only difference that I can point out, and I know. So I feel like if I can get people to at least just talk to me, and if somebody's like, dude, I'm caught in this cycle, I don't know how to get out of it, what do I do? And I can guide them and help them, then all this uncomfortability I'm going through now is worth it. I was in an extreme dark place at one point in time. We'll get into that later. That's kind of off track. But there's multiple suicide attempts, multiple overdoses, psych units, hospitals, jails, everything the books say. I went through all of it. If I can do that, bounce back, have my own place, my own puppy dog, my own car, my own everything. I had no clue that this life existed for me. I had no idea. Never experienced it. 40 years old, got my first lease in my name. That's crazy. Having said all that, though, I hope my sacrifice to make myself uncomfortable and put myself out there helps the next person. And it, like I said, if all I do is help one person doing this, then it's truly worth it. I know where I was at, I know where I came from, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, and I mean that with all my heart. Thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things the platform tells you just to get me out there. If you got anything from this message, if you want to follow me, there's a long road ahead. I'm just starting out. I got some pretty solid information, some pretty cool stories, pretty wild stories. All that's going to be on here. If you made it this far, I love you. I love each and every one of you. Please have a good day. Again, if you are struggling, please reach out. We will figure something out for you. I don't have much, but I know many resources. I know what hoops to jump through. Doesn't matter your situation. I don't care what it is. We can figure it out. I also work in admissions at a treatment center. So this isn't just some guy that went through recovery. I went through it. Now I work in admissions helping people get into treatment. So I kind of double qualify. I know what both sides of the phone's like. I hope you like this video. Tell a friend about Red's Road 615. Thank you much.